So where did I go during my near-death experience? Near-death experience. Did I have one? I would say yes, but let me preface this just a little bit. I did not have a traumatic experience that took me to that place. I did have crossing over experiences a couple of times in my life. Or were they near-death experience? Technically, they did not have the traumatic event that most people associate with a near-death experience, but they did have all the earmarks of a near-death experience. But the one moment that I talk about most is the one where I was actively doing an out-of-body experience and bypassed and ended up in this place. And I was told I'm not supposed to be there yet. So let me read the question that this whole video is being based upon. That way you can understand why I'm telling this story in the first place. And then I'll tie in the near-death experiences that I had with the answer to this question. So here's what he said. He says, "Hello, John. Can you tell me what was your sense of the place you arrived at when you were told you're not supposed to be here yet? Where is here? I've had similar experience with almost identical words. Incredibly validating to hear your experience. Confirmation of what I can embody and use to serve." So let's talk about this question. So he's trying to hear more about the place that I was when I was told I'm not supposed to be here yet. So let me do this a couple ways. The first time I experienced this place, and it was a very specific sort of feeling and place, was when I had my Kundalini rising. I had the full-blown light, heat, energy and all, but inside my head I was in a place. The second time was when I had my regression, and Jeshua touched my heart, and I left the body and I went to this place. The third time was when I was doing my out-of-body experience, and I bypassed and went to this place. So 3 times I've been to this place. Now this place is it's hard to describe, and yet it's not hard to describe. It's just a matter of being able to conceptualize more than physically describe. The place I was a place that was pure white. Everything was white, and yet you knew it was expansive. You knew that you were inside of something that was expansive, but you could see no end of it. But you knew it wasn't like it was right touching you. There was distance in the place, pure white, but there was no defined parameters of that distance. That is how it felt during all 3 of the experiences. The last one was literally when the man was standing in front of me and said, "You're not supposed to be here yet." And he actually turned, and 2 other people came over and tickled me. And actually my body had a physical reaction to that, and I popped out of the sensation. But let's talk about the place, because that's what he's asking about. The place. This pure white expanse with complete distance and everything. It had not only that physical characteristic, but it had another feeling involved. The feeling that was involved with me was awe, wonder. I felt like a child who was seeing something that was indescribable and unable to be understood, and just like, wow, this is how I felt every time. This awe and wonder. Then there's the feeling of pure love, and Neil Donald Walsh says it perfectly in the God Solution when he says pure love. There's no inclusions in it. There's no refractions. There's no pieces or parts. It's just pure love. So you have this beautiful feeling, this beautiful sensation that you're really in awe of, because it's so incredible. And you're in this white expanse that is everything. When I think of what that might be, I think that is sort of the transitional space, coming from a physical world where you are in all of the illusion of all of your belief around you. And you come to this sort of cleansing palette where you still have the concept of an environment around you like that, but that doesn't have the defined natures of the belief. I really think that's what it is. It's coming back into that oneness space. I don't think it was the other side as much as most people would say it is. Everyone forgets that a near-death experience is just that, a near-death experience. It's not a death experience. It's a near-death experience because they're here. They're back in the physical. So they came up to a certain place and they came back to the physical. Same thing happened to me these 3 times. Do I think I fully transcended into the other side, into the final complete oneness of everything and the awareness of everything? I don't, because I think that when I went into those spaces, I was in more of a transitional place where all of the illusion of belief was gone, but I was still there and aware of my being in this space of divinity, this place of all possibility, but not needing the illusion of belief around me any longer. So that's the greatest way that I can describe what I'm talking about, because the words are truly imperfect. Words are truly imperfect. And words being imperfect cannot describe accurately what I was feeling. But the description that I'm giving in this video is as close as I can possibly come. Once you experience it yourself, you go, oh, I understand why it's imperfect, because you can't describe it. It's a feeling, and it's a visual, and but it's a space. And you're not supposed to be here yet. Who knows exactly what that means, but it might be that you're coming to that place of releasing the veil, but there's still some more things that you're creating or you're doing, and so who knows why that you're told you're not supposed to be here yet. It doesn't matter. Just stay in your own personal experience and realize that, okay, there is something else. It may just be that you need the experience of crossing over like that just to be able to change your life in the physical. Just to be able to go, oh, I see that now. Now I have a new direction that I can play with. I have new possibilities, and it was a beautiful experience, no matter how many times it happens to you. In being a beautiful experience, it's something to cherish. It's something to be excited that you've had happen, and it's something to take as a reboot of that feeling of pure love that you get when you're there, and bring that feeling here, and literally bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. That feeling is the kingdom, because the kingdom is the feeling. And so that's my thought on this. I hope that answers your question, sir, and I will talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.